Okay, hello everybody, it's What's95 here again, and I am back today with another review. As you'll be able to see on the screen, I am going to review Assassin's Creed 3. And I've been thinking about what I would say for this video because this review because I've had so many thoughts going through my mind. I've had a few chances to play multiplayer. I mean, I was gonna do my review yesterday, and then I decided to play some multiplayer um, yesterday instead. And I'm not gonna talk about the multiplayer because it's the same as the other Assassin's Creed games, really. Um, it sort of works, but it's not the main part of the game. It shouldn't be anyway. I'm going to talk about the thing that makes Assassin's Creed, which is the gameplay, the story, and the campaign. And I read I read three earlier reviews of the game. One from IGN, one from Machinima, and they're very popular all around the world. Um, and then the other one was from the official PlayStation magazine in the UK, and IGN and Machinima both gave this game an 8.5 out of 10, and PlayStation gave it a 7. And at first I was like, oh, PlayStation are just hating on Assassin's Creed, this can't be right, what the hell, what the fuck, and I thought 8.5, oh, that's a bit iffy, but it's not that bad. And then, so obviously you saw my unboxing, and I was really excited for the game. Got into the game, and uh, yeah, I don't know what happened really with it. So I've got my. I should have done this before because I'm an idiot. I didn't. Um, but I had all my little categories. Categories. La 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 la. Here we go. Found it. So I've got the categories of the games, and okay, so I'm going to be doing three categories. I'm going to be doing graphics and visuals, gameplay, and storyline of the game. So I'm going to start off with today. I'm going to start off with the story because, in my opinion, the story of a game is what makes it good. If the gameplay's good, then that adds to it. But if the story is compelling and it makes you want to play on, then that's a good sign. So let me just write down what I'm gonna do. Story. Then I'm gonna do graphics. Then visuals. And then gameplay last. Okay. So story. Um, I think that a review should tell you about the game, but without the spoilers, because a review should be what would make people want to watch a video. So I'm going to try and make this spoiler free. So story, basically, it's about the American Revolution and how Britain was controlling America. I bet most people would have heard about the American Revolution and everything that happened in it. Um, as a English person, as an English person, I don't do, I didn't do. Excuse me, the American Revolution. The American Revolution in my school because um, more into flipping Nazis. Everyone, always seems to do that. So, yeah, I didn't know too much about the American Revolution. I knew some of the characters like, what's his name? George Washington, and I can't think of the other one. Oh, I can't think of his name, but it'll probably come back to me. Um, so yeah, it was the storyline or the Connor's story. If you don't know, the main assassin character this time round is called Connor, as you can see on screen. Him in the middle, that is Connor, and he is half Native American, half British, and so, but he fights on behalf of the American population and wants to almost, yeah, he wants to he ignites the revolution. He's along the whole way, um, to see it through. Um, so yeah, going back and just like the previous Assassin's Creed games, going back and seeing all the different storylines was really cool. I think this, I think the idea of putting it into a real life situation where you actually have real events compared to Assassin's Creed 2, where it was just set within the Italian Renaissance period. There was no real events in that. I thought it was a really good idea. So yeah, the storyline of Connor is good, but Desmond's story, Desmond Miles, if you didn't know, is the guy who gets into the Animus, and that allows him to access all the memories of his ancestors. And I've always thought he's a bit soppy, and he's a bit, I don't know, just generic. He just looks like a generic character, and his storyline is, oh, it's so horrible. And the ending to the game is just shocking. His ending is just shocking, and that's one of the main points that I want to make. That if you played Mass Effect 3, you know how bad that game was, and this game's ending is on par with Mass Effect 3, which is not a good thing. Mass Effect 3 is a good game, but the ending was shocking, and this ending is just horrible. So, story overall, I can't finish it right there. I have to say that. So, it was, like I said, it was a good idea that they chose this period, but they didn't execute it well. You get, because it's constantly jumping between points in Connor's life. So for me, it felt like he wasn't fleshed out enough. He wasn't explained. All you know is, some men kill his mother and he wants revenge. That's all. You don't get background on the guy who trained him. You don't get background on this tomahawk that's supposed to be his, signature weapon. You don't get background on the costume, where the costumes come from. There's nothing. There's no background story to him at all, right? Except from he's a Native American who speaks in the most retarded language ever. I'm sorry, to any Native Americans, but to me it just sounds stupid when they're talking it, almost as stupid as Latin. And I know how stupid Latin is. I did it for like 3 years of my life. I learnt it for 3 years. It's stupid. Um, so yeah, I think they didn't execute it well, because in Assassin's Creed 2, you constantly, well, I was anyway, constantly wanted to run around and see everything and get all the viewpoints, and you know, it just, in my opinion, they didn't execute it well. So, a story overall, I'm going to give a 7.5. I think that's a fair score. So in the next part, I will return and talk about graphics and visuals. So I'll see you then.